I'm Nick.
And we are Envy Board Gaming. And today we're looking at Hyperborea. This is a 2 to 6 player game. It was designed by Andrea Chiarvesio and Pierluca Zizi, and it is published by Asmodee Games. Nick is going to go through how you play, and then we're going to give our review.
Hey everyone, welcome to the table. We're set up for a 2-player game of Hyperborea. So, set up, we're going to have 3 of our people here at our main capital. Both players. So these are going to be unique to whatever player you choose. In your capital, you're going to have cities or ruins. So we actually have a ruin right here, and it's shown that there's a different color, a little circle off to the side, and a color. It corresponds with what the ruin goes with. So you could have gold, bronze, or silver. In this case, we start with the bronze on that side, and a city here that gives you points to activate. So this game is going to go until one of these endgame triggers occurs. So if you're playing a short game, you just need to do one of these 3 things. A regular game, you're going to do 2 of them. And a long game, you're going to need to do all 3. So if a player accomplishes that, the game will end. This would be to put out all your troops. This would be to have 5 cards up here, to own 5 cards. And this would be 12 victory points, which are these little yellow gems right here. So those are the end game triggers right there. To start the game, we're going to have 3 of these colors right here stationed at level 0. We're going to have 1 at level 1, 1 at level 2, and 1 at level 3, and that is all your choice. Also, you're going to have 1 of every cube other than gray. Gray is normally a negative. It can be used in some situations, which I could explain later. But you're going to have 1 of everything, and then you're going to pick an additional 1. So let's just say I want blue. Let's say the other player is going to do the same thing, so let's just say they want purple. Then you put these into your bag. Every player has their colored bag. You throw all of your cubes in that bag. And then on your turn, you're going to get 3 cubes drawn out and put into your active area of the board when it's your turn. Now you can assign these cubes to different spots on your board. So let's go over some actions. The arrows are move actions. So this spot you can move twice. Let me knock these off real quick so I can hold this up a little closer to you. So you can move twice. You can move once and spawn one of your folks in a city area of your homeland. You can attack or fortress, so you can, that's like a defense, so you can put fortress tokens, and we have these here, on a spot where you have people to protect them. They'll soak up a damage if somebody were to attack you. This one you can attack and move. Again, this is the symbol for spawning, so you know these. Attacking, everyone has 1 point of damage, so you can attack a ghost or an enemy as long as you are on a tile with them. There is a way to do ranged attacks. It'll look like a little arrow. I don't have any cards out here, but there is a ranged attack. These are just melees, so you have to be on the same hexagon as your opponent or ghost. Here you can develop, so you can do 1 develop on 2 different spots, or you can do 2 develops on 1 spot. This is a symbol for victory points right here, so you can get a victory point by putting a yellow and a wild. Putting a yellow and an orange, you'll get a victory point and 1 develop on your choice, move up. And here you can acquire cards. This is where you acquire cards. You put a blue and 2 of your choice, or a blue, yellow, and 1 of your choice, and you get a card and a victory point. So again, you're just drawing out 3 cubes and assigning them wherever you would like. You don't have to fill these right away. You could just leave a green here, for instance, and then your next turn put a color of your choice there to move twice. But when you do fill it out, you do have to carry out that action. You can't let it sit there and carry it out at a different point. If you can carry it out then, carry it out then. Otherwise, it will go to the used pile. So what you're doing here, when you do your development, you're going to gain a cube when you get to this spot, and gain 2 cubes, and then goes right back to the end when you go to this end spot. So you're just filling your bag with more cubes that let you do whatever actions you're leaning toward. So let's go over a little bit more. We're going to have movement actions. So let's just say this person moved here. When they are adjacent to these that aren't shown, They will go ahead and flip these and see what kind of terrain and what spawns there. In this case, 3 ghosts, 1, 2, 3, are going to be here. And there's also a ruin, so we're going to spawn a silver ruin right there. And these just give you bonuses right there, but a ghost spawns there as well. So when you want to move onto, let's say, this terrain, it'll cost 2 movement action to get onto the forest. So they couldn't just do 1 move, but they could also activate. It doesn't cost a move action to activate. So if they're on this spot, they could right away activate. That gives one of their people that aren't in a capital 2 movements. So these people can move out 1, 2, and if they want to fight this ghost next turn or something, and you also can get 1 development there. So that is what that is. You can also activate these. If this fellow was right here, he could activate this, and he can collect this ruin tile. You can only have 1 of these at a time, so if you were to acquire another one, you would have to spend 1 of those 2 that you have. So you can only have 1 of these. The way to get them out from these circles is to reset. So to reset is when you've drawn everything out of your bag, you will have everything in your use pile and then have to reset. So you have to spend your turn collecting these back and putting them into your bag, and then everybody is out of these capitals and can now move again. Whereas if they stayed in here, they cannot move out without that reset. You're going to play, so if you do attacks, ghosts are 1 victory point. You put them here in your graveyard. You also put, if it's your first time you've killed an opponent's standee, here I could attack the purple. They would also go, but only 1 of them would go. So I wouldn't keep collecting. From beyond this 1, I would get a gem for every 1 that I killed, and I would return their figure back to their reserve over here off the board. So you're only going to ever have 1 color. In a 2-player game, it'll just be your opponent. But in other player, if you have a higher player count, you're just going to have a max of 1 per player. So we'll get the victory point if it were to kill 2 purple, as opposed to taking 2 standees. So like I said, you're going to go until this is fulfilled. You're going to get endgame points. Every ghost and every figure is a point. VPs, you're going to have VPs on these cards. So when you acquire these cards, it's going to give you just extra abilities. I won't go over every single thing. So like this would be a spawn on a terrain that you're at, as opposed to a city in your homeland. You can spawn them on any spot that you actually own. And your opponent will get to spawn on an adjacent. So when you have these hexes, it means an adjacent tile. So this one, for instance, has that same thing, and they will actually lose something. So they'll lose a victory point. Every opponent that's adjacent to you will lose a victory point when you do that action, for instance. You also get a gray cube that kind of ties up your board. Every time you acquire one of these, you get a gray cube in your thing. And I said there's ways to use gray cubes. There are these cards here at the end that actually require a gray cube. So these are nice. They give you a chance to spend gray cubes. So another thing about these cards is you get victory points for them. You can see them at the top right. You either get 1 or 2, as far as I can tell. I've never seen more than that. So you can get 1 or 2 victory points for these cards. Also, at the end of the game, you're going to get victory points based on area control. If you have the center one, it's 4 victory points if you control it. The outside ones here, adjacent to the center, are 2 victory points, and your areas in your homeland are 1 victory point. And that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to do. You also get a victory point for every cube you have that isn't gray. And the winner is going to be whoever has the most points at the end of the game. Hey everyone, welcome back for our review of Hyperborea. This game, right off the bat, as usual, going to give it a score. It is a 6-7 for this bag builder game. Problems with it, good things about it. Let's go with, it's a 10 for most misleading box cover of all time. That's a 10 right there. That's an amazing box cover. I really do like that. It represents nothing of what you're doing in this game, though, except you are fighting ghosts, I guess. But these characters and this, I don't know, this is over-the-top art for what you're actually doing, which is technically just moving cubes around quite a bit, putting cubes in a bag, digging cubes out of a bag. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 for misleading art on a box. Good job. The game, at moments, it's enjoyable. I like, getting more cubes, filling out your bag. The combat's a little weak, you just get a sword and nothing's dead. There's no threat to you when you go in those. I would like some more threat from the ghosts. I can just walk in there. I'm not going to get hurt by the ghosts. I get hurt by my opponents. So that's another con is that it doesn't scale well. At 2 players, I did not enjoy it as much. I feel like it'd be a better game for at least maybe 4, because there'd be more conflict, more people fighting. We didn't fight that much. We fight once in a while. It gives you a victory point. So you keep one of their miniatures, and then beyond that, you just get 1 VP per kill. Yeah. I mean, the bag building part is a pro. I like that. Just the game overall, I can't score it that high, unfortunately. It's not that I would reject playing it, but I wouldn't recommend buying it. Although it might go on sale pretty decently, I would say, because people do have this game in stock, and it doesn't sell like off the charts, obviously. So you might be able to find a good deal on it. At that point, you could try it. You can go ahead and buy it and try it. But if it's not on sale, yeah, you don't spend retail on this one. Nope. What you got?
Wow. I gave it a 7.9.
What do I know?
I gave it a 7.9 because I like the technology upgrades, the cards, and like, now I can do this ability, and I have to get this cube. And there is some thought that you have to think about when you're upgrading your track of colors, and I don't know exactly what they all stand for, but you have to think about how many cubes you're going to end up having in your little bag that you're building. And I don't know, I guess we don't play a lot of bag building games, so for me, I kind of enjoy sometimes putting things in a bag and taking them out. So that's why I like it. And I didn't win. I don't think I've ever won, but that's okay. I still had fun, like, trying to get the little gems, and I thought the components were nice. I didn't think there was anything, like, they're not amazing, they're not the craziest, but, like, they're not that bad.
What?
Like the little gems and the little miniatures. The little ghosts.
Everything has the word "little" in it. The gems are like a third size the normal gems. Like if you play, let's say, Istanbul or some other gem game.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're very tiny, minuscule little things. They're okay, I guess.
Well, they're better than a piece of cardboard.
The miniatures aren't that good. They're miniatures.
Yes. So instead of a standee, give you a little miniature. So
that's an improvement.
Kudos. Yeah, they could have given you just pieces of cardboard.
Well.
So there's that. I guess because when they have a cover like that, they got to give you a little gem.
It's mostly cubes. You just get a big old bag of little cubes.
But I don't know. I thought it was interesting about
miniatures.
which ones you were going to give up to have an ongoing ability. It doesn't overstay its welcome either. I don't think the game is too long. So for me, I don't dislike the time spent. It doesn't seem like it's like a super long game unless, you're distracted by something else.
You can alter the time. Short, regular, and long game.
Well, it's always good to have that ability to be able to change, like...
I feel like some of them are better than others. Like, I thought your character is okay.
Yeah.
Your character is okay.
I always play purple. I try to always play.
Usually or always?
Usually always. But you know what? I would say try the game, see if it's for you. If you are short on bag building games, but as Nick said, it doesn't need to urgently be in your collection. There are many other games out there that would satisfy the itch. But I gave it a more favorable score.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Vic thinks it's pretty good.
Pretty good, but not amazing, not crazy.
Would you say it's a try it and buy it, or would you say it's a buy it?
No, I think they should try it. I think they should try it out, see if it's for them. But if they already have bag building games, or if you already have games that are similar,
Quacks.
Yeah.
What else?
Orleans. If you have that, then skip it. I don't know. It wasn't that crazy. It was very forgettable. I mean, we've had this on our shelf quite a while before we played. There was a lot of big gap in us playing this game.
I had it on my list. I always wanted to play it, but it's just like,
I never picked it.
Yeah. I was always the one that kind of wanted to play it. But after playing it a few more times, it's like, yeah, I can put this one away. But you liked it more, and I'm happy for that. So
yeah.
I would play it again, but I wouldn't play it at 2 again, probably.
Yeah, we'd like to try it at more of a player count. We only tried it with 2. Unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to play it with more than 2. But, maybe that'll change.
I feel like it'd be better.
Yeah, probably. But Nick is right about the combat as well. Like, it is kind of like, get a sword, dead.
And I'll mention I put it up more based on the fact that I think it would be better at 2. I'm not just saying this isn't my 2-player score. It's actually lower. So this is me assuming, this game would be better with more players. So it's not. I didn't dog it. I didn't raise it that much. I was thinking maybe 6'4", 6'5", and I went up a little bit. Like, you know what? It'd be better if we could attack more players on the board and not just go, basically going through the motions. That's how I felt like the game was for me.
It's true. Well, if you've tried this game, we'd be interested to hear what you thought. Are you on the higher scale like me, or are you desperately trying to give it points like Nick?
6. If you see my reviews, this isn't the worst.
It's not the worst. No, it's not the worst. But do you have this game and do you like it? If let us know if you do. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.